Because of this, he bombed both college entrance exams. Looking at the uncle and aunt who raised him, he couldn't bring himself to say he was just nervous. He came alone to the bridge to clear his head, but even the night wind seemed against him. Watching his exam permit about to blow away, he was about to take the exam for the third time, determined to leave or die with his exam permit. His foot slipped. Just as he was about to fall off the bridge, a strong hand grabbed him. But the person seemed a bit strange. He was safe now, but the guy wouldn't let go. He was grateful, sure, but this felt like a hunting dog's behavior. And for the sake of his life being saved, he held back from freaking out. It turns out the guy was happy about something. He couldn't control his pheromones. Your pheromones are leaking out. But then the next second, the guy dropped a bombshell. Marry me. I'll treat you really well. You want to go to college, right? Marry me and you can go without taking the exam. The guy explained that. For couples who meet the requirements, they can even get a full scholarship. After explaining everything, the guy left a phone number. She'll be waiting for you. Looking at the number he left, thinking about that handsome face, he probably wasn't a bad person, right? He dialed that phone number. Little did he know that behind special admission requirement. To avoid taking the college exam for the third time, the boy gritted his teeth and agreed to the stranger's proposal. The school's special admission for newly couples required uploading pheromone levels daily. Packed himself up and delivered himself over. Turns out the guy was a rich kid. His place was huge and luxurious. Shan Yu handed Eden a bracelet. He needed to wear it to monitor the readings. Theirs was a marriage of convenience, so they could only use hugging to stimulate pheromones. But Eden was almost cooked to a crisp, and the numbers just wouldn't go up. Looking online, he found out to prevent fraudulent admissions, the detector was changed to one based on emotion. To measure the levels, Shan Yu's foxy eyes rolled with an idea. Poor Eden was so scared he almost ran out. In the end, they agreed to live together and hug frequently to boost the numbers. It was a desperate measure to make the numbers go higher. Neither of them took pheromone suppressants. Sleeping like that, disaster struck. Eden felt harder and harder as he turned into a cooked shrimp. It turns out Shan Yu suddenly went into heat in the middle of the night. The next morning, the little rascal was on begging Eden for forgiveness. The kind-hearted Eden thought Shan Yu was someone who could control his pheromones. Why? He must have been too nervous last night before bed. His pheromones went out, causing Shan Yu's heat to come early. Shan Yu hung his head and apologized like crazy. I'm sorry. I'll cancel the special admission application. I'll pay for your retake fees. My name's Shan Yu. I'll never appear in front of you again. Looking at this pitiful puppy in front of him, Eden's heart softened. Was all this really an accident, or was it the little fox's scheme all along? To get into college smoothly, the boy ended up as a rabbit in the wolf's den. If he couldn't escape, might as well accept it. After going through the heat cycle together, their pre-enrollment numbers were off the charts. Eden was calculating how to accumulate needed after enrollment, and here came today's first hug. Though they'd done it many times, Eden still felt awkward. A grumpy voice suddenly came from the door. Is their luggage blocking the door? The college life began in chaos. Eden in the classroom was feeling like he was finally a college student. Then he heard people talking behind him. Just saw someone at the door who looked like an idol. As soon as that was said, Shan Yu walked in. He clearly heard them, but acted like he didn't and only talked to Eden. Eden thought maybe Shan Yu was already used to people trying to confess or get his number. Well, the campus life he worried about turned out surprisingly smooth. He gradually got used to contact with Shan Yu, even initiating hugs now. A certain youngster shattered this little piece. Shan Yu even couldn't stay calm this time. The way things were going, they'd definitely lose their admission. But little fox Shan Yu said, a good idea. His brilliant idea was, he thought that by touching each other, the pheromones would release the numbers. Sweet Eden had no clue what to do. The process of completing the task was bizarre and hilarious. In the end, he actually finished while calling out Shan Yu's name. Little fox Shan Yu wanted to sneak a peek, but Eden stopped him in time. Shan Yu's numbers were his should be about the same. Looking down at his bracelet, he nearly lost it. To complete their pheromone data requirements, the newlyweds played a back-to-back game. After all that effort, Shan Yu's numbers were just like from hugging. Eden, thinking his would be the same, looked down and freaked out at the data. Shocked, he quickly covered his bracelet, and after a few awkward minutes, fled the scene. Eden couldn't figure it out. Was the device broken? Or did he think of Shan Yu as eye candy? Suddenly a head popped over to say hi, nearly scaring Eden to death. The other person felt a bit embarrassed, saying she saw him alone, and thought it was the perfect time to ask, I heard you and Shan Yu are roommates. Do you know if he has a girlfriend? Is it true his family's loaded? Eden was totally speechless. Well, that house is definitely huge. She eagerly pressed for more, and Eden's face instantly turned bright red. He thought, I can't tell you. He's huge everywhere. So he said, sorry, I just met him recently too. Suddenly another voice came from behind. I heard back in high school, he was really wild. But the girl said, when someone's that hot, of course tons of people would be around him. The other person dropped more gossip. He wasn't just wild. The boy never imagined that revealing Shan Yu's past didn't discourage the girl at all, but made her admire him even more. That scared Eden into bolting. He rushed to a convenience store. That legendary protection. He told himself it wasn't that he didn't trust Shan Yu. He didn't trust himself. The boy was all sneaky, but ran into the actual user right outside. Super awkward. Talk about Embarrassing. Dre kept asking, what he bought so secretly. Eden's face turned bright red. I didn't. It's not what you think. Begging him to stop looking and just get home. Getting off the elevator, they heard arguing. A student from the next dorm was demanding a roommate. When the teacher asked him why, he stammered and couldn't answer. Seeing Eden coming back, he shot him a fierce glare. Poor thing ran straight home. Shanyu said that guy was from next door, in the same dorm as the one who came to our room closet on the first day. Eden immediately remembered that scary face. He was tight. They'd never have any conflicts. Shanyu suddenly said, why'd you buy condoms? Eden froze for a second, then immediately exploded. What? How did you know? Shanyu gestured. Because it was exactly that size, and from your expression earlier, I just knew. So you've come around. I bet. The poor thing automatically backed away from Shanyu. You might be misunderstanding. I bought them just in case. I don't want what happened last time to happen again. So, there's no so. Then he heard Shanyu say sorry. Guess I misunderstood. Don't worry, that'll never happen again. I'll find another way to fill the quota. Just as Shanyu got up to leave, he sure was grabbed. Eden, face all red, quietly said, I'm afraid I can't control myself. I can't control my pheromones well. And lately I've been feeling kinda hot-blooded. And you're so tall and handsome. I'm afraid I might lose control. And make a mistake. He couldn't control his pheromones. Afraid he might lose control and mess up what he just said. Eden still denied it. Oh, the little fox. If not able then wanting. The bracelet data shot up instantly. The next day, poor Eden was eating. While thinking about yesterday's embarrassment, that Shanyu was really too much. He teased him for no reason. Next time I won't hold back. But for some reason, since yesterday his face kept turning red. When Shanyu got home, he found the place was a mess. From under the bathroom door came an intense smell of pheromone. As soon as the little furnace rushed out, Eden begged him. The fever won't go down. Please help me. At this critical moment, Shanyu actually just threw him over his shoulder, thinking he'd put him in bed. Give him some medicine, and he'd be fine. But he was nearly not. By the intense pheromone smell, looking at the pills scattered all over, looks like he'd have to handle this himself. When Eden opened his eyes the next day, who am I? Where am I? I was just eating a burger. And then I just tried to avoid thinking about it, telling myself I didn't know anything. Couldn't remember. The charts data on my wristband says it all. Eden was instantly mortified, and decided to just put himself in the bed into a coffin. Suddenly he heard Shanyu outside talking to someone on the phone. Does it matter if he's a beta or an omega? You know it's because I've always had feelings for him. I've been chasing him for years. Poor Eden's heart sank like a stone. An alpha with a secret to hide married a Nave Omega through a contract marriage. After an accidental heat, the two became a real married couple. Then after overhearing a phone call, the little O's heart started racing. Blushing and trying to escape, he was caught by the alpha, who stopped him instantly with a mischievous grin, teasing the little O. He's acting weird, always avoiding my eyes. Wasn't it enough? This made the little O super embarrassed. It's not like that, no. The alpha kept pressing him, saying everything he was thinking written all over his face. Right then, his wristband started beeping nonstop, warning that the wearer's heart rate had been too fast for 10 minutes straight. The alpha was shaking, holding back laughter. The little O didn't get it. He's the one who likes me, so he should be the one going off. This makes it look like I'm the one who likes him. The alpha turned to look at the flustered little O and said, You're acting this way because you heard my phone call, right? That was just me messing with my old man. He was suspicious when someone who'd never dated suddenly got married. Didn't think I'd fool you too. The little O felt totally humiliated. His second escape attempt failed, and after the alpha whispered a few words, his face turned bright red. The troublemaker said with a grin, I'm going to the convenience store to grab some food. You cool off a bit. The little O wondered how things had gotten so twisted. Even more awkward was the next day's class. The biology teacher was going on, and hung at the front. Even brought out props to demonstrate. The little O quietly pulled out his phone to compare, thinking it should be a bit bigger. Suddenly another phone overlapped with his. The alpha was grinning, saying, This should be about right. The little O freaked out and dropped it. His phone with 49 months of payments left broke his heart. He secretly vowed that this month's readings were already maxed out, so he'd keep his distance and cool off for a bit. But the next second, a strange man grabbed his hand, shaking it up and down excitedly. Oh my, our son-in-law. The newly couple was showing affection with kissy faces right in front of father-in-law on their first meet. Gotta hand it to the father-in-law for having a healthy heart. Faced with someone who dropped from the sky calling him son-in-law, Eden was totally confused and clueless. Shanyu pulled him behind and said, Didn't I tell you not to come, Dad? The rich father-in-law waved his hand and took the still dazed Eden out for a fancy meal. Eden stared without blinking at the watch on his father-in-law's wrist worth as much as several imported luxury cars. Could only think, my husband's family is seriously loaded. The father-in-law warmly greeted his son-in-law. Don't feel pressured, Eden. I heard oysters are great for pregnancy. Good grief, Eden nearly choked to death on an oyster. Shanyu couldn't stand watching his old man being so desperate for grandkids. Dad, we're still just college students. The old man wasn't happy hearing that. What? So you're saying you've only held hands this whole time? You're a married AO couple and you haven't done anything. You're married and don't even have matching rings. Tell me the truth. Did you just marry some random person to avoid studying abroad? Ben, who'd been just watching the drama, was getting uncomfortable. If his father-in-law found out about the contract marriage, he'd definitely make Shanyu study abroad, and after the forced divorce his admission would be cancelled. He'd already sacrificed so much for this admission. No way he could let it get cancelled. But the next second he grabbed his husband's arm and acted cute. We were just trying to be respectful in front of you. Didn't mean to make you worry. Turned to give the confused Shanyu a meaningful look. Shanyu's lips curled into a mischievous smile. Out of nowhere, he started planting kisses all over. The old man never expected to be force-fed this much PDA at his age. This scene was truly eye-opening. and the room fell into dead silence. Only the sound of Eden's brain overheating could be heard. A sudden phone call broke the awkwardness. Shan Yu left Eden behind and ran out to answer it. Before Eden could react, a creepy voice came from across the table. "You're Eden, right?" An Omega who couldn't control his pheromones had a contract marriage with an Alpha he'd only met once together. On their wedding day, they ended up doing everything they should and shouldn't have done. After enrollment, things kept getting more complicated. One couldn't control his pheromones, the other couldn't resist them. The couple's data on their wristbands nearly maxed out. Things were spiraling out of control. The rich father-in-law dropped from the sky. To prove they were a real couple in love, his husband kissed him right in front of his father-in-law. After causing trouble, he just ran off, leaving poor Eden to face it alone. Turns out the father-in-law was super nice, holding his son-in-law's hand with tears in his eyes. "I'm counting on you to take care of Shan Yu." Shan Yu's never been interested in dating or the company. "I've been worried. You probably know Shan Yu's had a rough time since that incident. Thanks to you, it seems like he's gotten over it." Eden smiled brightly, nodding and saying yes, 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 but had no clue what incident he was talking about. The father-in-law picked up a bag and handed it to Eden. "Take this. It's a wedding gift from the groom's family." On the way home, Eden grumbled angrily. "How could you do that to me in front of your father?" Shan Yu smiled slyly. "You started that." Eden started to argue. "It's not like that, I didn't," but the sly fox pulled him close, saying, "Right, can't call you that, should call you honey instead." Little Eden was steaming mad. Shan Yu loved seeing him all ruffled up and cute. Eden was about to chase after him to argue when suddenly his legs went weak, his vision blurred, his head spun, and he nearly face planted on the curb. Luckily, Shan Yu's strong hands caught his thin frame in time. The boy wanted to be the alpha among omegas, so first he had to build up some muscle to show his alpha what he's made of. It started when Eden nearly fainted on the street. Watching him chug suppressants, as soon as they got home, Shan Yu was worried. Is it really just dizziness? Maybe it's pheromone shock. Eden got annoyed. "What? That only happens to teenage omegas. I'm already 21. Shan Yu muttered quietly. "Do you not know why it happens in puberty?" "It's because first times usually happen then. So I'm thinking that's what's going on with you." Eden, for whom it actually was his first time, defensively argued, "It's not like that, no." One muttered quietly, "Just a late bloomer, nothing to be embarrassed about." The other muttered even more quietly, "It really wasn't my first time." Eden opened the wedding gift from his father-in-law and was shocked. It was a brand new phone. What an amazing father-in-law. How did he know his phone was broken? Shan Yu lay back casually and replied, "The old man probably even knows your shoe size. After all, he even knew you're an Omega." And Eden's impression of his father-in-law went way up, but definitely not just because of the gifts. There was another mysterious gift in the bag. While washing up, Eden secretly looked up info about pheromone shock. The more he read, the more shocked he was. Eden refused to admit it. He just had a weak body and got dizzy, that's all. The next day, Eden got up early to start his fitness plan. Half asleep, Shan Yu took the piece of paper Eden handed him. Eden, face bright red, blurted out, "Tell me if there's anything you don't like and I'll change it." Then ran off like the wind. Shan Yu looked at what was written on the paper, totally confused. His loud laughter could be heard down the hall. The scrawny Omega wanted to fight back, build some muscle, and then top his alpha. But on his first day at the gym, he ran into someone terrifying. Eden walked into the gym full of enthusiasm, ready to warm up with 30 kilos. Just wait. Once I get in shape, I'll be the alpha among omegas. Shan Yu, you just wait. Right when his motivation was peaking, a scary huge face suddenly appeared in front of Eden. He jumped back 5 meters like a spring. It was that terrifying guy from the dorm next door. He crossed his arms, looking angry. "You trying to hurt yourself? How can you grip the bar like that?" Eden was about to run when the guy ordered him to lie down. His legs gave out and he obediently lay down, thinking he should have listened to Shan Yu and eaten dinner properly. Then he heard the guy laughing at him without holding back. "Look at those scrawny arms and legs. You're nothing but skin and bones. What are you spacing out for? Grab the bar. Widen your grip wider. Keep your legs at 90 degrees. Now engage your lats." Eden, who understood nothing, yelled and shakily lifted it up to avoid getting yelled at. The guy looked at his bulging belly and scolded, "Not your stomach, your lats." Right then, the guy's eyes spotted something weird on Eden's body. He suddenly stood up and turned to leave. Stuttering, he said, just do it like that." He headed straight for the AC, muttering to himself, "So hot." Eden was totally confused, so he really just wanted to teach me how to work out. Guess he's a really nice guy, but still scary. What Eden didn't know was that the guy with his back turned was like a freshly cooked shrimp, red and purple, steaming